So for our game here, we're going to do a similar thing. We're going to pick 3 books, and you're going to have to pick which one you would spec on, which in this instance would be the spec. You're gonna have one fun night with that book. You're gonna wait till it's hot. You're gonna have a great time, and then you're gonna put that thing on eBay, and then you're gonna be on with it and cash in. You got the collect here, which is in this instance is the marry. You're gonna put that ring on it. You're gonna put it into the PC. You're gonna go home with it. You're gonna sleep with that book every night. And then you have the forget here, which is the kill, and you're going to burn that book. You're sending it to Mephisto's realm, putting it ablaze, and taking it off of this earth forever. So that is definitely the game that we have here. And we're going to have some people in the chat here. We're going to need your help. Of course, there's no prizes. There's no wrong answers. You can come at it from a logical point of view where you say like, oh, I would do this, I would do this, or you can always just pick TOS 39, if it happens to be a book in one of the slides, that's up to you. We're going to have you do your picks. And then after you do your picks, we're going to check in with the chat. And chat, I want you to drop a 1 in the chat if you agree with Newbie's picks, and then drop a 2 in the chat if you disagree with his picks. And of course, there's no wrong answers here. It's just an opinion, just to see what the people think about, your picks here. So does that kind of make sense to you?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, so spec, collect, forget. Okay. We're going to start off here with the first round. Of course, this is all on Newbie here. We got the curtains to reveal it here. So spec, collect, forget. We got Ghost Rider #1 from 1990, Silver Surfer #1 from 1988, I believe, and Doctor Strange #1 from 1988. So a couple Copper Age restarts to ones. Here we have, Doctor Strange, Silver Surfer, Ghost Rider, spec, collect, forget. How you feeling?
All right. So forget, I'd probably go Doctor Strange. Collect, I would probably go Ghost Rider 1. Or no. Yeah. Collect Ghost Rider #1, and then spec Silver Surfer #1.
Gotcha. Okay. So burning the Doctor Strange book out the gate. No love for Sorcerer Supreme right there. Putting the ring on, I believe this is actually the Danny Ketch Ghost Rider, who I don't actually know anything about the Danny Ketch Ghost Rider other than he's not Johnny Blaze Ghost Rider.
Yeah, no, yeah.
All right. Well, 1's in the chat here if you think that Newbie got this right here. 2's in the chat if you think he got it wrong. Of course, there's no right or wrong answers. This is Newbie is in control right here. But we got some, 90s books, 90 flair here, Copper Age flair. So I don't know. For me personally, I collected that Silver Surfer run. So I always have like an affinity towards that one. That's the kind of the one that got me into comic book collecting. But let's see what you got here. Okay. Bloop with the 1, Trilogy with the 1, Potential with the 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Tons of ones. Everyone agrees with you. Everyone's feeling your picks, Noob. Everyone is loving it. Louis with the 1 too, but that's okay. You're at like a 99%. So great start so far. People are definitely feeling it. All right, let's go on now to the next ring here. Next group here. All right, we got spec, collect, forget. We got a couple first appearances from the Copper Age here. We got Uncanny X-Men 282, First Bishop, or maybe we want to call it first cameo, first cover. I don't know how you want to define it, but for the sake of the game, we're going to call it First Bishop. We got Darkhawk #1, first appearance of Darkhawk, and we got Thor 412, first appearance of the New Warriors. Now, I don't know if you're much of a fan of Darkhawk or New Warriors, but all these characters kind of came out in that 90s comic book boom. A lot of first appearances here. So spec, collect, forget. What do you think?
All right, so this is probably where I'm going to get a lot of 2s, and I'm going to tell you guys why.
I would get 2s every single slide if it were up to me. This is something I've determined for myself.
So, and again, it's okay. I've got 5 sisters, so I got thick skin. Spec, I would take Thor 412.
Oh.
And here's why. And a lot of people are probably like, man, what are you talking about?
No, but we want to hear the thought process.
Uncanny X-Men 282, forget it. Let's sell it, let it go. Up until like what? A month ago, it was a $5 book, and every chat, I know you have come across that book like 10 times in every shop, and you were probably like, it's just this.
It definitely feels like that.
Yeah, I had like 5 copies myself. I remember telling a newer collector buddy of mine to just take 2 to 3. I get it might blow up and things like that. But if you can get $400 on a book that, you paid like $1 to $5 for right now, and then go and invest that money somewhere else, if that's why you're doing it. I mean, if you're a fan of Bishop, hey, that's great. You probably want to have like 1 or 2 books. That's where I would do it. 100%. The Dark Hawk with the collect, I mean, there's so much possibility there, and like I know people have said like confirmed and everything like that. The biggest book here, the Spec, would be Thor 412, and that kind of goes with like the collect. Like I would probably grab that book in high grade if I saw it out in shops.
For sure. All right. Well, 1's in the chat if you agree with Newbie here. 2's in the chat if you disagree. But for me, I don't know if you know about my top 3 characters, Newbie, but my personal top 3 favorite characters of all time is actually Darkhawk, Silver Surfer, and Captain America. So it makes me smile for sure that you put the ring on one of my favorite characters. And this is one that's like, yeah, if you put Darkhawk in any of these slides, I'm picking it and I'm getting 2s all day. So let's see here. Gore with the 1, Potential with the 1, Callan with the 2, 1 here, Azor's 2, 1, 2, 2, 2, 2, 1, 1. Okay, well, it's 50%. Like, but that's still not that bad. I think where people are kind of not feeling it is the maybe the Bishop one. I think when you said to burn Bishop, everyone out there was thinking this.
You serious?
That was it. But it makes sense to me, man. It makes sense to me. I let me just say this.
But if you recall, I mean, and everybody can, knows this. I mean, you could not go to a shop without seeing that book. So I mean, if you
totally.
Like 5 or 10 of them, and you're seeing them go at $400. I mean, that's $4,000 right there.
Yeah, for sure. And look, I got 3 of these. I got 2 out of the 3 of these books. And the one I don't have is the Bishop one, because I literally have seen it 1,000 times and just always said, nah, next time. I'll get it next time. All right, moving on now to the next round here. Spec, Collect, Forget. We got a very, very cool one here. This is actually going to be some Todd McFarlane covers. We got Incredible Hulk 340, Amazing Spider-Man 316, and Batman 423. Some classic Todd McFarlane covers. Spec, Collect, Forget. What are you thinking?
Oh, now it's getting harder. Okay. Ooh. I'm gonna get a lot of 2s here, and I know why. So,
it's okay. Look, this is, there's no wrong answers here. There's no wrong answers. There will be judgment though, right? Chat. Also, chat. If you're out there, let us know in the chat too what you guys would Spec, Collect, Forget here too, because I'm always interested to hear what you guys think.
I don't think you can go wrong here, but I mean, I'm going to probably break somebody's heart. So I'm probably going to, I'll do the one that like I know people won't like burn their house and lose their shit. So I would collect the Hulk book.
Mm-hmm.
I would spec on the. Oh no. Okay, hold on. I would forget 316. I would spec on Hulk 344 and collect the Batman. That's where I'd be.
Oh, so switching it up here. So specking on Hulk 340.
Yeah.
Burning ASM 316 and collecting Batman 423. Oh my goodness. Well, hey, one's in the chat.
Thanks for having me on the show. I appreciate it.
One's in the chat if you agree with Newbie here. Two's in the chat if you disagree. Again, there's no wrong answers. Again, this is just hearing your thought process here. I like that you're honest with yourself. This is what I like about it too. It's like you can go from a very like, well, this one I think is blah blah blah, the most like going to make the most money or whatever. But like putting the ring on it, it's a ring for a reason. It's like that's what the collection is. We got some 1s here. We got some 1s. We got some 2s. We got some 2s. Oh, Vancouver Comic Junkie with the 2 right here. Oh, some twos, a lot of twos here. Very, very interesting. Well, definitely, like, let me just say this, because Newbie was definitely didn't care about what the fans thought with this one. He did not care what the fans thought. He was in it for himself. This is his game. He spec collect forgetting. It kind of went a little something like this. Oh my God. Shawn Michaels right there. I don't know if you're much of a wrestling guy, but
that was
a classic clip.
That was pretty funny. So here, listen, really quickly before people start unsubscribing and deleting me off Instagram.
No, don't unsubscribe.
That Batman one. I mean, if you guys look at that Batman, where that's going in price with there's no really spec. I mean, it's just an iconic Todd McFarlane cover, right? The spec on Hulk 340, I mean, that one, once Wolverine comes, I mean, is probably going to generate even more money. The Venom one, here's why I say burn, get rid of it. When I'm saying fire, get rid of it, I'm saying sell it. I really do think that Venom's time will come to an end after Venom 2, and it's going to be a while, so those books will take a dip, and then you'll be able to pick them up a little bit cheaper. And that's that also is important in this hobby when you sell, right? You want to sell it on the high. I sold my ASM 300 because what I got for it was ridiculous, and I was like, you know what, I'll probably pick one up cheaper on the down low on the dip a little bit later, right?
Vancouver Comic Junkies point right here, burn the Venom, buy it back next year for half price. Exactly. I mean, you have a good point for sure. I mean, that book is hot right now, but imagine when we get the Batman movie or the Wolverine movie, what are these other books going to do, on the side? So definitely very interesting. Again, no wrong answers, but we got to get the chat involved. No
wrong answers, but Newbie, you're wrong.
No wrong answers, Newbie, you're wrong. All right, going on now to the next batch right here. We got Spec Collect Forget with Newbie Comics here. We got some interesting ones here because, I know you talk about some Rogue and Captain Marvel stuff a lot. So definitely some interesting ones here, but we got Avengers Annual 10, Ms. Marvel, number 1. I said Ms. correctly instead of Miss. I always say Miss. And then Strange Tales 180. So we got first Rogue, first Captain Marvel, or Carol Danvers as Captain Marvel. And then we got first Gamora. So couple lady books here. Spec Collect Forget. What are you feeling?
I would collect Avengers Annual 10. I think that's a book you don't want to sell. I would not sell that book right now. I would keep that. If any indication of any character lately that has come out has shown you anything, this character is already selling in the $800 to $1,200 range with no casting, no movie, no nothing. Just imagine what that book will do when the character shows up. I mean, it's easily able to transition into a 2K book just like that. So again, it goes back to patience. So I would collect that book. This is where it gets a little interesting for me. Because I don't know where they go with Guardians from that standpoint, but I would probably, hey, thanks for coming, man.
Yeah, thank you, Gordon.
I would probably forget the Ms. Marvel, and I would spec on the Strange Tales 180.
On the Strange Tales and more. Okay, all right. Well, one's in the chat if you like what Newbies did here. Two's in the chat if you think you disagree with it. But yeah, I definitely understand that too. I mean, like you said, I think with the Avengers Annual 10, it's we've got nothing with Rogue. These other two characters are there, and I'm putting these books they're on the same kind of tier right now. So definitely a good pick for sure. Let's see. We got one here. We got a one. We got another one. We got a one. We got a whole series of ones here. We got one. Everyone is feeling the ones here. Everyone's agreeing with Newbie on this one. Definitely interesting because I feel like Newbie. You're up there in Canada for sure. Definitely not feeling the Miss Marvel book. You got to burn this one. And so, to that, I tip my hat to you and give you this little clip here for you. Classic Slapshot. If you guys haven't seen Slapshot, great.
Missing out. That is.
All right. moving on now to the next round here. Spec, collect, forget. Now, a lot of people always kind of get on me because I don't like personally, I'm not a big DC person, or I should say, I don't know much about DC, but I'm trying to learn some DC things. So I have to put a DC grouping in here. But in this one, we got some young blood with the DC right here. We got Naomi #1, we got Static #1, and we got Year of the Villain, Hell Arisen #3. Of course, this one being first full appearance of Punchline, Static being first appearance of Static, and Naomi being first appearance of Naomi. So Spec, collect, forget. What are you feeling here? In chat, let me know too.
All right, so I'm gonna collect and marry Punchline right off the bat. Hell Risen, I think that's the winner. Ooh, the one I forget, I think I'm probably gonna go with. Oh man, they're gonna go up against Miles. Yeah, I'm probably gonna forget Static.
Oh, forgetting Static.
Yeah, I just think that they're gonna. Me personally, I think they're gonna invest way more in that Naomi, the female stuff and things like that.
Well, the Naomi one is gonna happen. The Static is just speculation talk right now. So I mean, it's an interesting one right there.
Yeah.
Final answers.
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna go with that. You know what? I'm gonna go with
all right.
Consequences after. I'll deal with it later.
Yeah, drop the ones in the chat. Drop the twos in the chat. You guys know the drill. Let us know what you think. I mean, I'm with you for sure. I think Punchline. She feels like the character that's just like, yeah, maybe you have the doubters right now, but I'm like, dude, 10 years from now, like everyone is going to be obsessed with this book.
Yeah, and you know what? Harley was the same way, right, for a very long time.
Yeah, totally.
It was a $100 book for the longest time, and then look where it is now, right? So.
Yeah, absolutely. 111, 111, 111, 1.5. Yeah, a lot of ones here. Triple one.
Here's what I get when I see the 1.5s, I picture a buddy going like, "Hey, I'll go get you a beer. Hold on." And then at the end of the night, like I get the tab. That's kind of what it is.
Yeah. The 1 point. Yeah. Well, definitely a lot of ones there. I mean, I'd say overall 90%. So a lot of people feeling your picks there. They would do the same sort of thing. All right. Well, let's go on now to the next batch here. Going on, moving on. This is where we're going to get interesting on this one, I think, for sure. Spec, collect, forget. We got some Spider-Woman books here. Some Spider-Woman. So Amazing Spider-Man 194, first Black Cat. Got Marvel Spotlight 32, first Spider-Woman. Of course, this is the Jessica Drew Spider-Woman. Yeah. And then we got Original Sin, Amazing Spider-Man #4, first Silk. Spec, collect, forget. We got some Spider-Universe Spider-Woman. Chat, let us know what you guys think as well.
All right, so I'm going to marry Original Sin #4.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think that one's got a lot. You got to. I hate saying this. Like I'm a minority myself. For those of you that don't know, I'm Latino, and I hate. When I say it on my show, like, oh, it's a minority. So, like they're trying to get that in. Like, I hate the fact that that's a thing. Like, it should just be normal. But, it's got a lot going for it. Minority character, female.
For sure.
Somebody to kind of put up with, Spider-Gwen later. I think that book has a lot of potential. And that book's been very pricey for a very long time. I mean, when I say very long time, I'm not talking about like January. I'm talking about like even last year when you go look at it. It's been a very pricey book. I would spec with Amazing Spider-Man 194 all day, and forget about the Jessica Drew. Yeah, I on Black Cat. I got high hopes on that.
Yeah, just what? Okay, one's in the chat if you think you got it right. Two in the chat if you think you got it wrong here. It's funny because I did this game with Como just the other week, and I actually had a different alignment, but I had some Marvel Spotlight 32 as well, and he also burned that book. Yeah. Which next to it. So I'm surprised there. I thought more people, are high on that book, but it's a tough one too. I think there's a lot of good. You can go either way with a lot.
I don't think you can go either wrong with like flipping Silk and Black Cat. I think those two characters will be very important.
For sure. Yeah. A lot of ones, a couple twos here, but it doesn't really matter because, Newbie, he's calm, he's cool, collected. He doesn't care what the haters thinks. He's going to burn the one he wants to burn just like this.
Hello? I accept your surrender. Anyone else?
You see the chat? Yeah, see the chat right there? The chat was like not feeling Newbie's picks, but then he was like, not just silencing those critics out there.
I like that one. That was funny.
Yeah. Ones, we got a lot of ones. Overall ones. Everyone's definitely feeling your picks on this one for sure.
Oh.
All right, moving on here. This is good. This is good. It's not getting necessarily any easier. Getting some big rounds here, okay? Coming up here, Spec, Collect, Forget. We got some big ones. We got some big premiere issues. We got Captain America 100, Submariner #1, and Silver Surfer #1. So some big premiere issues, 1968 books. A couple interesting ones here. Spec, Collect, Forget. In chat, let us know what you guys are thinking as well.
All right. So before I say anything, after realizing that, Swaggle's characters, which he likes, I know that this will probably be the last time I'm on this show. So I just want to take this to thank everybody for coming out.
We're gonna cut the stream right now, guys. Thanks so much. Well, hey, no, look, you've built up so much equity that you married Darkhawk. You can burn whatever you want from here on out.
All right. So here's how I'm gonna do it. And again, give me, let me defend not defend, but let me tell you why. I'm gonna marry the Silver Surfer #1.
Okay. It's a good one.
Yep. I am going to burn the Captain America one. And that's the show, guys. So
see you guys later. Yeah.
And here's why. Obviously I would love to have any of these. But Silver Surfer, let's just look at some of the logistics, right? Fantastic Four 48. That is like a crazy book. It's getting to the point where, again, no casting, no nothing. Look at the price tag. Once he shows up, it's just going to go astronomical. So what do people like to do? They go for the next best thing. And even this one, it's pricey, but it's not at that point yet. Next best thing, that's always the cheaper option, which will rise. I personally think Silver Surfer is going to be very popular. You got to remember, Stan Lee's favorite character was Silver Surfer, right? Like he had a lot of things to say about it. So I don't think, out of respect and like how the CGI and all that cosmic stuff is, so many factors, that one is a winner for me.
Yeah, for sure.
The Spec.
One's in the chat, two's in the chat. But let's continue the thought process here. Thought process.
Submariner, I think, is a book that you definitely want to, spec or fuck. I think that one again, because most people can't afford Fantastic Four #4. You're talking about the 4th issue in Fantastic Four. It's like a $2,000 to $3,000 book, like 0.5. Yeah. So again, next best thing. What are they going to do? They're going to do this one. I think this one's going to rise even more, just like Iron Man 1. The, Captain America 100, I think, that's a burn because, I don't personally like Captain America, but like if you're looking at it from the investment side and things like that, that one's definitely the one that's probably going to have the biggest dip, while the other two have a bigger future. For sure.
Look, Bloop, you got a definite one. Mr. Nobody's 100% one. Jada Collector, a hard one. Lot of ones overall in the chat for sure. And definitely, I think when you pick Silver Surfer, the chat immediately went like this. For sure.
I always love the guy that's like the picture.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely it was like, should I comp into the phone? I'm like, nah, I'm not doing that. I'm not wasting more time on these clips that I already have. But for sure, I think people were definitely feeling your picks here. And honestly, look, Cap is one of my favorite superheroes of all time, but so is Silver Surfer. And I probably would do the same thing that you did here, even though I love Cap. All right, going on now. Spec, Collect, Forget. Next batch we got here. We did some superheroes. We did some ladies, lady superheroes. Now we got to get some villains. We got to spec on some villains here. All right. So we got Fantastic Four 18. You're a Fantastic Four fan. First appearance of Super Skrull. We got Journey into Mystery 103. First appearance of Enchantress. And Tales of Suspense 50. First appearance of Mandarin. A very, very hot one right now. Spec, Collect, Forget. Let us know in the chat what you guys think.
I'm collecting Tales of Suspense 50 all day.
Is this a new feeling of collecting that, or is this like because it's an Iron Man thing, you're going on Iron Man thing?
You know what? It's not only because it's an Iron Man thing. I just really, for a long time, have been saying, the Mandarin's going to come back, the 10 Rings, the Shang-Chi or Shang-Chi, whichever one we're going with. I think that he might come back there. I personally don't think that the Mandarin that we saw in Iron Man 3, which was a terrible movie. I don't even know why I have that poster up there, but it's my guy. I really do think that he will show up because the Mandarin that we saw again in that movie is not not the true Mandarin. I would spec on Fantastic Four 18. The Skrulls being around. We know that that's just going to happen, and then I would forget Journey into the Mystery 103. I know people are probably going to be like, "What?" But
I mean, it's definitely not an easy one here. I've been stacking TOS 50. I mean, definitely not an easy one. And I mean, Mandarin's hot right now. Fantastic Four. That's your run right there. So picks make a lot of sense. All right, one's in the chat, two's in the chat. You guys know the drill. Zork with the quick two. He was like, man. He's all on the Enchantress train.
I think Source gave me like 3 2s already, man. I don't know what that says about our friendship.
It's all in love, though. It's a respectful. I disagree, sir, but these are all great books. Yeah, they're all great books. I mean, that's the thing. It's like this is part of what's fun about it. It's like you can't go wrong necessarily with some of these picks. I mean, still a lot of ones here. One's nailing it all day, every day. Komos has to nail it. See. I always feel like it's funny because I'm in the driver's seat and I know what I would pick. And I'm like, man, I'd get 2s all day. All right. 2 more rounds here. 2 more rounds, sir. You've done so well so far. All right. Spec, collect, forget. We're in the hot seat here. All right. We got some superhero spec right here, but these ones are interesting because you got some lower power level superheroes. We got Tales of Suspense 57, first Hawkeye. Tales to Astonish 44, first Wasp. And Tales of Suspense 52, first Black Widow. So, we got that kind of next level, that B tier Avenger rung right here. First appearances. Spec, collect, forget. You guys in the chat, let us know what you think.
I think this one's pretty hard, actually.
It is tricky.
Wasp, Hawkman. The one I think has the biggest future, probably. I think Hawkeye's probably going to be around the longest. Obviously, Black Widow being gone.
Yeah.
I would marry Tales of Suspense 52, and I would spec Tales of Suspense 57, which would leave me to get the Wasp. I think, Black Widow, original Avenger, original character that we've seen. And I get Hawkeye is as well. But I mean, let's face it, Scarlett Johansson in tight black clothes. I'll take that all day.
For sure.
She meant a lot to like the whole project and everything like that. She was very passionate about it. So that's a book that, I would take. And then, Spec, I mean, Hawkeye's going to be around for a while, it seems. I mean, it's hard for me to believe that his daughter's going to be around and he's not. Wasp, unfortunately, I've been saying this of Iron Man, or Ant-Man after the second one, but I just didn't know where they were going to go with it. I don't think that there might be a 4, but I just don't know what future it holds. And I think that book has probably the biggest dip out of all 3 of these books.
Yeah, for sure. Well, definitely with a quickness, no hesitation,
Yeah.
Burning that wasp, throwing her into outer space, a little something like this.
I like how I punched Captain Marvel, by the way.
Yeah. I did. I was thinking like, oh, maybe I should use this clip for the Miss Marvel pick because I figured maybe you'd pick that. But
and Zorus gave me a 1, so
yeah, we got lots of ones here. I mean, I don't even need to. I feel like this one does make a lot of sense. I mean, certainly the Wasp is an interesting character, but there's no denying that the Wasp, I think, is probably the least popular of like all of these characters. So it feels like the people totally agree with you here. All right, coming in the final round. It's been a good run. A lot of agreement with Newbie so far. We got Spec, collect, forget. Some more big books here. We got Daredevil #1, Journey into Mystery 85, and Strange Tales 110. Just that little next tier of the holy grails here. Daredevil 1, of course, for those in the chat. First appearance of Daredevil. You got Journey into Mystery 85, first Loki, and you got Strange Tales 110, first Doctor Strange.
Oh man, this one is a little hard. Wow. I thought, okay, honestly, and you didn't tell me what was going to be on. I was expecting like a Tales of Suspense 39 on here, and like.
Well, I was thinking about doing that, but it was like there's either two ways they do it. Either I price match it to something else, and then it's very clear what you pick, or I literally put it against AF-15, and the chat bombards you with two. So, yeah. So I figured like, maybe I'll save some Iron Man picks for the next time.
Okay. So, oh man, this is tough. Okay. Well, I would marry Loki. So Journey into the Mystery, definitely. Oh man, shoot. I would forget Daredevil, to be honest with you, and Spec, Doctor Strange.
Burning the Devil, yeah. Spec and Doctor Strange, burning Daredevil 1, and marrying Journey into Mystery 85. Spec, collect, forget. People in the chat, let us know what you think. 1s, if you agree. 2s, or if you disagree. I know what I would drop in the chat right now. I literally would do the same thing you just did. So I'll ride this. I'll ride this with you. But this is my own personal bias. This is just what I would pick. But Azor's hitting you with the 1 right out the gate. Azor's with the 1. Azor's with the 1. We got 2. Caliber, the 2 hard 2. 2 hard 2. Ooh, we got 1, 2. We got some 2s.
That Journey into the Mystery Loki. I mean, whether it's, how many times has he died already, guys? Let's be real. Yeah. How many times has he died and he's still showing up in movies? But we're all like, man, I thought he died.
For sure.
Regardless, he's an iconic character, right? And I just think that book is going to do very well. It's obviously going to have a dip, but all of these books are going to. The one that has the most upside, obviously, is probably Daredevil if he shows up later on and continues to be there, because Loki eventually will be done. Doctor Strange, it's already at a certain price point, and we know he's there. Like, it's not like he's, I don't know how much longer. So the biggest upside, obviously, is Daredevil 1 if he shows up again in like price. But I just think when you look at those, I'm looking at it as like if somebody came down the street and said, "Hey, which one do you want?" Like that's kind of where I'd be. I'd take that Loki all day.
Yeah, that's how I would actually approach this game too, and even just for that reason, like I just look at the cover. I'm like, to me, the Loki cover is the most fire for sure of those 3. That's always been the knock on the Strange Tales 110 for sure. Hyper Combo with the 4. I don't know what the 4 is. If the 4 is like
that's good. That's good.
Yeah, the 4 is good. The 4 is won so many times, 4 times, literally 4 times. All right. Well, overall, I think for the most part, I'd call it like an 80% on that last one. So I'd say overall, the people were really, really feeling your picks. But Newbie, you made it through. You sat in the hot seat. Definitely had a lot of fun playing this game with you, sir. Thank you so much for doing it and being a sport.